Oh.
Howdy, folks. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend and a great start to the new week. Steph and I are here to answer all of your questions, so fire away. If you're live with us right now, drop a comment in the chat with hashtag AskMatt or AskSteph with whatever you'd like us to respond to, and all of the shooting guns and whatnot. If you... Yeah, well, you can interact with us anyway. Juan is in the chat. Hi, Juan. Also, Yobo. They'll help us moderate through and make sure we get as many questions as we can. Quick heads up for you. Tomorrow, I'm going to be launching a Father's Day special. I know it's not Father's Day this weekend everywhere in the world, but it is a lot of the world. So if you head to mattgranger.com/Father's Day, which is right there, I have a bunch of deals up, including up to 65% off courses, so check those out. I also have my brand new macro course up there that I've never offered for sale yet, so you could be the first one to download it, and that's up on a launch of 65% off. So yeah, check it out. There's a bunch of great stuff up there for you or for your dad. Stephanie, how are you?
Matt, I'm good.
Excellent.
Doing pretty good. I have my hot water and lemon. I know, not beer today. Maybe Friday. Yeah, maybe Friday. I feel like
All right.
might be possible.
All right.
Well, maybe I've earned it finally.
You're out fancying me. I just have room temperature water with no lemon. It's so austere. You with your fancy lemon.
Geez.
Hi, Carolyn. Glad that you're able to join us live. Rob from Haiti, Randy from California, Wheezy G, Ron from Burnaby. Hello, eh? Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. If you have a question, whether it's about business, modeling, photography, travel, Philadelphia, New York, or whatever you have on your mind, then fire away and we'll do our best to help you out.
Hit us with your best shot.
Could you sing that again?
Hit us with your best shot. Okay, fine, I'll stop.
No, don't stop until we have good questions. That's our way of protesting. Wheezy G says, don't buy the R in... He watched my Don't Buy the R in 2020. He did, and then switched my Z6s to Eon Rs, loving his Canons. Okay, so cool. I'm glad you're enjoying what you've got. Hi, Philip from Blackheath. What's been on the weekend for you, Steph?
So this past weekend was actually pretty productive. Finally finished the schedule for the Art School Dropouts in-house grindhouse. Joey is actually uploading the premieres as we speak. I finished all of the PDFs and the thumbnails for it, and filmed a video for this Thursday just to help push it out some more and get more viewers to watch these films with me, which I will be watching all day. And I was a guest on the Vancouver Asian Film Festival, and I got to talk about my experience in the film industry on Sunday, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. A lot of talking, a lot of strange questions regarding my experience as an Asian model and why I don't like feet and
all the key things.
Film stuff. Yes. It totally went on a tangent for a bit, and I was like, whoa. We've been talking about why I don't like feet for 15 minutes. I think we need to reel it back in and give some value to people who are actually watching because they want to know about films and indie filmmaking.
So glad. I thought I was the bad influence, but we've never segued onto feet for 15 minutes. Goodness. Look at me being super professional and keeping this train running. Thank you to everyone who's in the room. It's great to see the room is filling up nicely. Check on Steph's channel there, Art School Dropouts. You can go through and see the film festival that she's talking about that they're putting on online. We are going to answer whatever questions you have, but we're waiting on some. I actually didn't think to share on Instagram to draw for questions ahead of time. So if you have some questions, please send them in here. Otherwise, I'm just going to ask back and forward on Steph. And I should say, but back and forth, don't worry. It's actually nice timing that I'm putting the Father's Day sale up today, because today is the birthday of my youngest one. Tyson is turning 3 today.
You should totally bring her on camera for this.
I might. She's resting right now. Maybe Kate can bring her over in a second. But I don't know that that's much of a gift because she really doesn't like being picked up much.
Baby food? Oh, get her like little mouse thing and just like, I don't know, play with her.
Oh, Kate's trying now.
Off
Don't
at
get
her.
yourself cut.
You can't even get mad at her. It's her birthday.
We'll just let her be on the table. Yeah, and now she's gone. Happy birthday, darling. Okay, I see some questions coming in now. Hubson choice. For a video, would you buy a video camera or still? I'm not sure if I understand the question 100%. I'm guessing you're saying you want to shoot video, should you buy a dedicated video camera or will a stills camera cover it for you? It really depends what you want to get from it. A little handy cam, they do tend to have epic stabilization and a crazy zoom range in them, but a tiny little sensor. So right now I'm being filmed on a stills camera. It's a Sony Alpha. They're fantastic. It really depends what your focus is, but you can get everything you'd need for indie films, really a film, just you don't have the modularity or the bit rates of a really big professional video camera. So for most of the time, yes. Tyson, Carolyn says happy birthday. She licked her feet and then rolled onto her side. So thank you, Carolyn.
Nice.
Okay, here's a good one. Mal is asking, I guess this is for each of us. Are there any American holidays you find strange and any Australian holidays that Americans might find funny, strange? Do you know any Australian holidays? I don't think America exports holidays, you know? So
You have to understand, in America, we only learn about American history, and even that, like, we still don't know
yeah,
everything.
well, no one knows everything, but I guess it depends what your options are. There's certainly people who study, you know, ancient history, foreign history, that kind of thing as well. But I guess that's a
Oh, that's for
university.
people who are interested in history, though. That's different. But for like the general like education of Americans, it's a skimming the top.
Gotcha. Carolyn is asking, is the cat's name...
Wait, we didn't even
No,
answer
I'm
that
coming
question,
back, but this is a cute one. Is the cat's name Dyson or Tyson? It's Tyson like the boxer, Mike. She's
got mitts.
a real talent for punching. And she may jump up for this, Kate reckons. So, circling back, American holidays that I think are funny. I mean, not really. The only, like Steph, you could, the ones you don't know, then sure, the fact that, you know, you celebrate some things, they're different. I wouldn't say it's funny, but like Thanksgiving, well, actually I did kind of know what it's about because America and Hollywood export Americanness and American holidays to the world. So, you know, like Halloween. Oh, can you see her claws right there? Oh, I have to zoom out. Oh my God, that's so cute. Sorry, Steph, you're being kicked off the channel.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
Knock
you
me
can
out.
only
Yeah, it's
see
fine.
her little paw there, but I'm just putting, no, you're still on, but here you go.
Oh, it's so
You can just see her little feet. I can't turn the camera because if I get up, she's going to freak out. So come on, up you go.
Maybe she'll jump up.
It's unlikely. She's not a huge fan of
Priorities, guys. Sorry. Halt in the live stream here.
Australian holidays that people might find. Oh, she did come up. Good girl. Australian holidays that people might find funny. Again, they're not really funny. They're just things that have to do with Australian history, you know. So we celebrate things that built our nation. And we have our own issues just like America, you know. I'm sure there's so much going on in America right now, which I don't really want to make the topic of today's video, but if it comes up, I'm happy to. But for example, Australia Day we celebrate is the day that Australia was discovered by Captain Cook the explorer, and they declared terra nullius, which means that the country was empty and not inhabited by people. Of course it was. The Australian Aboriginals are the oldest culture, just about civilization on Earth. So there's a big call among people in Australia that actually call Australia Day Invasion Day now, and want to have Australia Day renamed, because for our Indigenous community, it's the day that they were told that they didn't matter and their land was stolen from them. So not a funny thing, but a unique thing.
I feel like holidays are just to make money anyways, so
Yep.
yeah.
By the way, did I mention that I have a Father's Day sale that just went live today?
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
Wow.
Making money is great. I have bills.
I mean, yes, I agree, but there are people that are just like, hey, Father's Day, let's celebrate our fathers. So yeah.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm not saying knock the holiday.
I do. I do family as well. But, that's a thing that I would say is different between the two countries. It's somewhat holiday related. Hey, good girl. She never does this, by the way. What is in these cookies? There must be something strong.
You should try one.
Oh, okay. I'm giving her too many, apparently, because they're very naughty treats. Is that, what the hell was I talking about? In Australia, I really didn't do too many sales, but in America, it's just kind of expected and required. If you're not a part of it, if you don't get in the cycle of doing a sale here and there, you basically, I've done it both ways, and the sales you overall do much better. You get more customers get a better deal, and it overall does better. So for things like my digital products, it's, you just have to get on board with that kind of thing. Okay. Hey, baby, can I actually pet you now? Wow, these...
Wait, so are you gonna eat one?
If we get to 100 likes, I'll eat one of the cat cookies. These must be seriously naughty. Why is she still on my desk? She never sits here like this, unless it's here to hit me and then leave again. Hey. So, questions. Ben Daly, any tips for wedding photography, videography? Not to sell all the time, but I made an entire course which is how to get yourself ready to shoot your first wedding. I think so many people find themselves in that boat, that family and friends learn that, hey, Ben's a great photographer, he can just shoot our wedding. But there is so much more to shooting a wedding and knowing where the key moments are and what equipment you're going to need. And, you can't have the bride get dressed or throw the bouquet 3 times for you to get the shot. So knowing how to do all of that, Steph and I actually staged an entire wedding with her boyfriend and both their families and guests and catering and made a series out of it. So you can see that at the website, mattgranger.com/wedding. I would say if you can't afford that and you need to shoot a wedding, or you really want to make a career of it, don't shoot your first wedding alone. Shoot as many as you can unpaid as a second or third shooter, where whether you get the shots or not, it doesn't matter. The key photographer is going to get the shots, because it is a fair bit of pressure. And thank you, Yobo, for encouraging everyone to like, so that I end up eating a cat cookie. Here you go. Did you want this?
It is so cute, though.
This is, and sorry to people if this is your first time joining us, I don't always have a cat on the desk because they will never stay here. So these must seriously be like, I don't know, the Krispy Kremes of the cat world or something. I say Krispy Kremes because Steph ate, 6 in about 20 minutes in Vegas?
Oh my gosh, it was not. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I like Krispy Kreme donuts.
Uh-huh. So does Johanna.
Well, if anybody from Krispy Kreme is on here, they'll sponsor me. I will eat your donut. Oh, I want Krispy Kreme.
Oh, 101 blog. Have you considered reviewing pet products? No, I have enough on and enough not entirely photography related stuff without annoying people with pet content as well. Says the guy with the cat blocking his view right now.
It's worth it though. She's so cute.
Ron is asking, Steph, do you have a link to the Vancouver Asian Film Festival interview?
Yes, I do. I actually just shared it in the chat. I will share it
Oh,
again in
dope,
case
yes.
it doesn't
She already replied to you,
work.
Ron. Sorry, I just saw the
Yeah,
question, so he may have already seen the answer as well.
no worries. Yeah, because it was only about 15 minutes of it is available on their Facebook page, but the whole hour is available on their Instagram page. So go check it out. They're doing all these interviews like every week and doing panels just to kind of highlight minorities and Asians in the film industry, and it's pretty awesome. And I'm surprised they asked me. I was like, wait, what? You want to ask me? Yeah,
Say,
sure.
what?
Okay.
Cute. Whilst Tyson sits here, should I maybe just adjust my frame a little bit so that we're getting all of her? Yes, I just walked off camera.
If you scare her,
Then the whole thing's over. I know it's a big trade-off.
oh, she's in focus. It's so cute.
How about that? Hey, this one right here. This is a thrill for me. She never ever sits on my desk, like maybe twice a year. So she's taking this, and I'm going to rename this to Matt, Steph, and Tyson question and answer. Hello.
Or Tyson featuring Matt and Steph. She's the main focus of the show here. Oh, I'm so happy.
So unusual. If you stick around, folks, you might get to see why she's called Tyson and see me get smacked. The more
Oh,
time my hand is near her, the more chance there is that I'm going to get a hot one.
it's her birthday. She's forgiven.
Oh, yes, definitely. Hello. Are these actually, I know you went out to get her a present. Is this what you got her, or this is just something addictive she likes? Oh, we got these ones from Japan. Only the best imported treats for our little chubby cat, huh? Here you go, Chub Chub. You gonna eat this? So, if you could only have one camera, what would it be? Let's both answer that one. Good girl. If it was for work purposes,
Wait, with unlimited lenses?
that's a good question. I guess you say that's going to form the basis of your system. So you still got to be able to afford the lenses. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, we could just go crazy, right? I could say,
Yeah.
I would say one that I don't actually, oh no, what would I choose? Probably right now, it's hard to say. I'd never really thought of it that way. If I needed something that would cover all of my work requirements for filming and stills, and I could make do with for my personal work, now she's going to eat the packet as well and drink from my water glass. I'd probably go for the A7R4, which I do own. I was thinking the Z7 because I have so many lenses for Nikon, but out of the two, I would go for the R4 and maybe restart with lenses. Not a situation I'm in that I need to choose just one. I could answer it better if I had only one for filming, one for work stills, and one for personal enjoyment, probably more easily. What about you, Steph? Don't leave.
I mean, I have the A7 III now. I love the A9 if I could have as many lenses as I want. But I would like to try out the Blackmagic Pocket Cam because yeah.
For what additional functionality?
Oh, video.
Uh-huh.
I want to see
But
like
I mean,
film quality.
what do you want it? So your A7 is going to have better low light. Is it that you want to get different frame rates, or the modularity of it, or just it's something different?
It's something
There you go.
different. Yeah.
Ah, look at
Oh,
one comment. Love dad, take advantage of the father. Look at you, you big wordsmith. That's all true, but also just treat yourself, or your mum, or your sister, or your partner, or your brother.
yeah.
Um, it's just a good deal. But, sure, it'll keep this dad able to buy the crazy Japanese treats that keep my cat acting like a normal cat for 20 minutes. This is big for me. You can't tell how excited I
I
am.
know this.
This is very, very unusual. I did get hit yesterday.
And this is live. You have video of this.
Crazy, right? The other day, so she's rubbing her chin on the edge of the desk right now. There's a good chance she'll end up falling off the desk because she gets so into the rub when she's in a good mood. Questions. Matt, Tamron 35.
Oh yeah, this Friday's contest is sunset. Just as a reminder for everybody. Thank you, Yobo.
Thank you.
Get your images
Yes,
in.
we have had some great ones already, so get them in. We're going to give away some prizes. I might even give a copy of the macro course as part of that. But what was the question? Oh, Tamron 35 to 150 plus the Z6 is a good for portraits. Yeah, look, I've barely, if at all, used the Z6. It is a well-featured camera, though. I prefer the Z7 for portraits, but there's no reason the Z6 can't be used. But I've never used the 35 to 150 on an adapter onto a Z series body. I'm sorry, so that's no help. She's going to leave, isn't she? But I've used it a lot on the F bodies, and it works just great on that. Apparently National Cat Day, August 8th or October 29th in Canada, in USA, and every day here. So yes. Don't leave. Stay. You're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. I know you want some more here. Someone's saying try to get rid of her after this. I wish you were right, Ron,
Oh.
but she'll just at any moment leave and then not come back for 6 months. So unfortunately, I'm just going to enjoy this right now. Look at you. Hey? I mean, I know I look like an insane person and that prototypical crazy cat guy, but this is making
This
my
never happened.
month for me right now.
Oh.
Cajoling $1.99 to eat a cat cookie. How cheap a date do you think I am?
Oh, come on. I think you should do it.
They smell
It's
pretty good,
tiny.
actually. How are we at on the likes? Let's take a few more questions
It
before I
doesn't matter.
embarrass myself.
Eat one.
Hush your mouth, child. Michael Black, precautions you took with your gear before shooting under the hot Vegas sun. Nothing really. We had one camera overheat just inside the house that was in direct of the window because we couldn't have the AC on whilst we were filming, obviously, because of noise. You're gonna fall, you beautiful, weird little cat. Hey? Yeah, she's about to jump. Oh, no, you want some food? Stay.
Oh.
Stay. We didn't do much. I just made sure that I was cleaning them a lot, to be honest. And she's gone. Damn. Well, that's that adventure done for 2020. See you guys next year. And that's nice that she did it on her birthday, though, reminding me why I keep this little monster in the house. Okay, let me go back to a normal size window now. You've been hit, haven't you, Steph? By Tyson?
No, I haven't.
Ah, weird.
Woohoo!
Okay, Gabrielle. Steph and Matt, which camera would you like to be created based on spec? So forget about price, let's just, it's going to cost what it's going to cost. What are you looking for?
A dream camera? One that can operate on its own.
Okay, so you need a videographer.
Yes. but it would be cool if it came with the camera.
So dream camera based on things that don't exist right now. So let me take something as a platform. I would like to see the Leica S3 medium format camera. It's not available to test even yet, so I don't know how their new sensor is, but let's say that body and ergonomics and handling all of that with a bigger array of lenses, let's say for future proofing, maybe 120 megapixel sensor, and the autofocus from a Sony A9 II. I don't need autofocus all the time, but on a system like that, having a single point is a bit limiting. That would be kind of a dream for me. It already has, and let's just throw in there 4K 90p, just because. Yeah, Steph should eat a dog cookie if Matt eats a cat cookie. That's a great point.
But Lucky actually eats very healthily, and he eats
Go and
like
get a dog cookie and stop covering.
grilled chicken, and I don't have a dog cookie.
Okay, fine. You gonna come back up?
He eats like Cheez-Its with us.
You just said he eats healthily. Tyson, come on.
Yeah, he does, but that's like his treats, Cheez-Its,
Okay.
and he likes fruit. And
Okay, so I'll eat freaking cat food and you eat a banana. Yeah, that seems fair. All right, back to the questions. For you guys,
that's what he eats, though.
what camera would you like to be created? Forget about I want it to have everything can cost $30, but like specs wise that you would actually buy and you want, would fill a gap in what you need in terms of requirements. What would you guys like to see made? Matt from Scott, have you used the Nikon 24-120? You mean the F-mount one? If so, yes. And I think it's one of their most underrated lenses in the F-mount range. Having said that, I don't own it either. It is a really great balance between price, portability, image quality, all of that. Colin Cameron, how do you deal with locations that have reflective ceiling mirrors, non-removable disco balls, etc.? I had to shoot a reception with disco balls and it was a pain in post. When you don't have full control over the situation, it can be difficult. I would either go with it or try and avoid putting light on it. So if the guests have rented a room that has disco balls, sure, for the speeches it doesn't really fit, but for any other part of the night, if they have lights on and a disco ball being lit, I kind of feel like that's fair game, that's part of the ambience they opted for when they rented the room. And then I would, I guess, do my best to not be bouncing flash in that direction. A mirrored ceiling, other than like in a Las Vegas honeymoon suite, is not something that I've really had to deal with before. But that's not really such a big deal unless it's actually getting in your frame rather than the light issue. Okay. Oliver is very easy. He just wants anything mirrorless. Good. Your cell phone will have you fully
Well,
covered.
you're in luck.
Carlos A. Drocci, what do you think film versus analog? Do you foresee a comeback in the same way hi-fi music is? I think in the same way hi-fi music is, it's only coming back within the small circle of people who are still into it. So Film is Not Dead is a huge movement for the few hundred people who are in the Film is Not Dead movement. But let's wait and see. Oh goodness, Eric just gave 50. I'm not, actually, I said 100 likes and I will eat the kitty thing. Thank you, Eric. But I'm not going to be bullied with money into eating something that I'm not thrilled on. I put it out there, we get the 100 likes, and then I'll taste one. Thank you very much for your generous donation. That will go into the
Okay, there's 94 people.
thanking
Wait,
one.
95 people
Matthew
watching?
speaking. that money will go into the buying one dinner or drinks or whatever he wants when the quarantine is over fund. Let's just get some likes, have a good chat, and then we'll revisit this cookie situation. And just let's say to thank Eric for his $50, I'll save the other one that's still in here for when I see Steph on Thursday, and she can eat that in the video for you guys to all see. Okay.
Okay, sure, I'll do that.
Okay, so Eric just gave another $50. So luckily there is actually 4 still in here. So that's 2 for Steph, 1 for me. Excellent.
What? We just wanted you to eat one. How is it you eat one and I eat
because
two?
Steph tried to gang up with the chat room and now it's going to backfire on her. So,
But I'm just trying to be supportive with everyone here. We're trying to have a very supportive and positive
the contribution
community
you can
right now.
make
We're all
is
chatting.
encouraging more donations by eating the 2 cookies that have now been paid for by Eric. Thank you for your support. We appreciate you.
Those are pretty expensive cookies. Jeez.
Uh-huh.
Can I have a human cookie as well, like a chocolate chip cookie?
Well, it depends how much Eric tips. Human cookies aren't cheap.
Wait, what flavor is the cookies?
Poor. I don't know. It's Japanese, so let's assume tuna belly.
I mean, if it's Japanese, then it's probably like some high quality like stuff in there.
Okay, $1,000 cajoling, and then Steph has to eat a bug. Not for 50.
Oh,
You get the money, Steph. Yeah. Okay, so I'll follow up your cat treats. If you do eat a bug for $1,000, I'll also throw in a box of Krispy Kremes for you. Oh, maybe I can just hide the the bug in one of the donuts. This is getting more and more fun. Hello, Robert. Hello, William. What do we got here? Oh, here we go.
is there even a Krispy Kreme near you?
They deliver. If anyone out there reads Japanese, this is the cat treats. And they've got a year left on their use-by date, so you'll be good, Steph. Even if you postpone our shoot this week, I got you covered. Don't worry, they'll be fresh.
Yay! Thank you. I appreciate it.
Any more questions that you guys have? I agree with Stormy Jack. This is getting boring. If you want to just shoot them through, let us know. So Ron Friesen has a good one about prints from digital files. Most digital labs will just print based on JPEGs, and you just do it at minimum compression. I've seen images printed at 70% compression JPEGs that printed fine to an 8x12. When I did an exhibition, I did do it from TIFFs, but to be honest, a lot of places printing process won't be set up to do any kind of 12 or 16-bit process anyway. So check with the place you're printing. If somewhere has like a Lambda, they may be able to print at whatever you're able to provide, that kind of resolution, but a lot aren't. If you're going to like your local CVS with a 300 megabyte TIFF file, you're probably just going to crash their little kiosk. How are we with likes? 59. Huh. I'm pretty safe right now. Eric,
Oh my
thank
God.
you. That's 3 cookies now for Steph. And a really nice dinner for 1. This is so nice of you.
Hey Eric, can you stop donating, please?
You shouldn't. Sean Vine, have you ever copied film negatives using a digital camera? I haven't. I know Nikon made that slide adapter, I think when they brought out the D850. I see people do it, but no, I have not. Monsieur Popper, when do you think you'll be coming to Europe for a class or shoot? Let's see. It depends how everything recovers. But Steph and I do have plans to try and get to Europe this year. We'll just see when. I would ideally like it to be in September, but only if it's safe. And I don't know if we're going to have time to be doing other events. We'll be going for a particular job, but if nothing else, if we're together in a certain city, we'll at least do some kind of a meetup and, eat treats like trained show monkeys for everyone. Mal Media, have you ever had a public gallery of your prints? Yep, several. That's what I was talking about with using the TIFF files. Cajoling, there's a soda for one, steak dinner. That's very cute. Thank you very much. Well, this is blowing up. It's weird. We do the image review on a Friday and don't get any super chats. Not that that's what we're here for. And then Monday night goes crazy. We got to get more cats on the table. That's clearly the thing. So actually, I think I'll put most of that towards buying you dinner and I'll put the rest in myself. But then some of this has to go on buying a toy for Tyson, seeing it's her birthday. Do we have any more questions coming in? Any tips for getting skin tones right? It can be difficult depending on the lighting situation, especially if you had a lot of reflected light from greenery, that kind of thing. I still find it difficult. But if possible, and if it's a critical situation, taking along a tiny little pop-up gray disc or even a piece of white paper or something to take a measurement off is the best. So if it's a difficult situation, that's a great option. Otherwise, trying to find one that has a similar kind of color profile and working from that one to your other file may work. Check what the settings were on that one. Okay. So it's good to know that, so it seems Stormy Jack wasn't just rude, he's also an idiot. So see you later. Questions? Sorry. I don't know why people join chat just to be dicks. Camus Facel, I actually have a video coming on the Leica Q2, so I have muscle memory of it right now, having used it very recently. They're just a very different option. It's an APS-C versus full frame. The Fuji for the price is great. The V has the tilt screen and everything. It doesn't have nearly the same kind of level of finishing. And it's a 28mm versus a 35mm equivalent. So they're really quite different options. The Q is a 28mm f1.7 Summilux lens. The Fuji is APS-C 35mm equivalent. What is it? A 2.8 lens? F2 lens. Any plans on doing an exhibition in 2021? Actually, I'm tossing up, so this year, before all of the pandemic cut out, I just realized I've been talking nonstop for a few minutes. Can you even hear me still, Steph? Is this all going through? I didn't get any feedback.
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So Robert's asking.
No worries.
No, I just realized I've been nattering and then I didn't even hear you, like a cough from your end of the phone. I thought, am I even still on? Robert was asking, any plans on doing an exhibition in 2021? I probably will. I have an exhibition 80% done. I have a couple of books partly shot but not completed. And I had, before this year went pear-shaped, had already planned to be focused less on travel and tours this year and more focused on other parts of my business. So it's kind of in a way worked out, it's forced me to do that, which is good in a sense. And I was thinking to pick up doing some books again in 2021. And I actually had a friend talking to me about doing limited edition prints through auction houses. And I think I have at least a dozen or so that I've never offered as limited edition prints that could, be great for something like that. So fingers crossed, that would be nice to do. Carlos is saying a lovely sunset photo must be necessary. I guess you mean for the competition? The theme is sunset. I guess you could have a really not lovely one if it's still a really interesting photo. That could actually be cool. Sunsets are always just nostalgic, romantic, warm hued shots. If you have something really different, we'll be open to taking a look at it. Did I miss some questions? So apparently Carolyn had a question. Here we go. I'm having a horrible time with noise. I can't even use ISO 400. I have a T3i Altura flash. So I would need to see the photo basically. What some people think is noise isn't necessarily. It could be that it's actually not shooting at 400. It could be that you have a bit of motion blur. It could be something else going on with the file. So I'd have to see it. But a T3i at 400, it's a entry mid-level DSLR camera. They don't perform brilliantly at high ISOs. 400 I wouldn't expect would be an issue. But then everyone has different opinions. Some people are totally fine shooting at 25,000 on a 5D3, and I personally would rather be at 1200. So it's a personal taste of what's terrible and what's acceptable. But why don't you shoot one through at the mattgranger.com/live, where we're taking submissions for the sunset photos. Carolyn, if you send me a sample taken with that kit, I'll take a look at it and join us on Friday and I'll give you feedback on it then. Cajoling, what lavalier mic are you using? It sounds great, thank you. That's my face that's made for radio probably that's causing that nice audio. This is a Rode Link system. We have like half a dozen of them because we're often running 2 or 3 mics at a time. They're relatively cheap, but the lav on them is really great quality and they just work. Okay, how are we for time? We're doing pretty well, and I am looking pretty safe in terms of that cat cookie, so that's also good. Although I am hungry, so... Sorry?
Oh, if you're hungry, you should just get a snack.
They're quite small. Have I missed any questions there? So Ron Friesen. Good question. If Yobo or Juan or someone can take a look on my channel and share the link. I recently did a video about creating photo books. I've printed loads of them. I've done videos on how to lay them out, how to sequence them, how to prepare your files. And I have a code for, I think, the best photo book maker that are based in Europe, Sal Digital. So I don't get a commission from you using that link, but you can save like $60 if you do, and they're just the difference in quality between like a Blur book and the Sal Digital books is like a Hyundai and a Mercedes. They're just different classes. Steph, did you leave the house today?
I did, actually. It's been a while since I left. I know. Because it was Joey's birthday, if you guys don't know. My Art School Dropouts YouTube channel, he is my partner in crime. He's the creative head of everything. And it was his birthday on Saturday. And since I didn't really do anything for his birthday, we couldn't really do anything at all because of COVID, decided to do a drive-by shooting. So I just recorded a video. Just because people haven't seen him on our channel for a while, so I thought, might as well just drive by and shoot something really quick.
Cool.
So yeah.
Cajoling just said that his wife got him the Soul book on my recommendation, and it's great. I'm glad you like it. It's one of those things, sorry to change topic so quickly, Steph, but it's one of those things where I just have no hesitation recommending it to people. Again, I'm not getting a commission by plugging them, but they're the best, and they are more expensive
Quality
than
is so
a
good.
cheapo one, but it's worth it. So if you're going to print, a portfolio or a gift or a keepsake from a trip, I've printed hundreds of books with them for my tour guests. I will often do one for each of the guests at the end of, say, our trip to Iceland or Mongolia or whatever, and they're fantastic. So I'm glad that you like it.
And Eric donated more. You know, with all of the money that you donated, you could have taken advantage of Matt's deal for Father's Day and had bought some of
I
his
tell you
series.
what, Eric,
Just
drop me
saying.
a message and I'll send you a copy of at least my new macro course, if nothing else, for your generosity. That's very kind of you. And Tyson says thank you, although she's in now a cat treat coma at the moment after all of that snacking.
Aw.
And I will use some of that money also to buy Steph all of the Krispy Kremes. Although you did say you were trying to start working out again, so I don't know if you actually want Krispy Kremes. Maybe we should lean into the
I
bug
know,
theme right
but
now.
it's so. I love Krispy Kreme donuts,
I
though.
actually don't get it. I'd never had one, and then when we were in Vegas, I bought a box, and no joke, this is in my vlog, I think. I had like half of
Yeah.
one, and I don't get it. It's like air and butter. And then I went back to get my other half, and there was like two left in the box. Stefan had like six. Jonathan, who's almost my size, had like two. I think my wife had one, and Steph just had, you know, glazing all over her face and crumbs down her shirt. That's not true. She didn't let a single crumb go, but
Yeah.
crazy.
That is. Oh, yeah, that is true. You can't waste it. And I actually ate the other half that you didn't
I
finish.
can't wait
'Cause,
to see your little pot belly when we
yeah.
next meet.
Oh God, I'm gonna go work out after this. I'm not even gonna eat dinner. Screw dinner.
um, are you thinking of doing a YouTube collab with anyone before things open up, other than Steph? Look, I have. I did several different interviews over the past couple of months, and I did actually, probably because when the lockdown around the world happened, so many people were getting hit up to do Zooms and live this and that and interviews. It was a bit overwhelming, but I did reach out to a lot of people, and plenty said, yeah, we're up for it, and then never kind of got back to me when I tried to actually set it up. So there's several people who probably, now that things are dying down a bit, I could reach out back out to some other photographers to see about getting them on. So again, if you have some suggestions of who you'd like to see, then please let me know. Sean's suggestion of another idea for cosplay is Steph as a Krispy Kreme donut.
Eating a Krispy Kreme donut?
So it's so funny that donuts is becoming the theme of this, because I recently found out a colleague of mine, I think I mentioned it to you, Steph, I'm not sure actually, but I was on a video call and she told me she just got a puppy. She turned the camera, showed me it's a 3 or 4 month old Pom, and its name translates into English as donut. So it's so funny.
Yeah.
And then the video that's coming out this week of Johanna and I shooting, she was banging on about Krispy Kreme donuts as well. So it's just silly and funny. But thank you for all your feedback on the cosplay topics, because we have that all set up. Hopefully, actually, the costumes will arrive this week so we can check that they all fit before we actually have to film it.
Hopefully. If not, I'm gonna have to train some more.
Gabrielle is saying, where do we follow you, Steph? If you see Art School Dropouts in the chat, that's her channel. You can also search her. She's on the gram and all of that. Couple more questions.
I will type it out for you.
Wicked Dimension asking about soft boxes for product photography. If you actually check out the macro course that I just put live for the first time an hour ago. Actually, it doesn't even have its own web page yet. There's just a link with the name that you can check. But just FYI, it's about 3.5 or 4 hours, 4K, all kinds of stuff. It's an intro to macro. We go through light boxes and that kind of thing, which are suitable whether it's macro or larger objects. And it's mainly to do with the control of reflections when you're doing product stuff and shadows and all of that, but the big challenge can be reflections. Okay, Robert has a recommendation. It'd be nice that when you enter a theme, the first shot you review should be one of mine to show them how I think it should be done. I could, but I also don't want to, one, put people off, or two, I try to give constructive feedback. I get where you're coming from, and I have sometimes done that. The ideal would be to say this week is Friday is going to be sunset competition. So this week or last week I have done a tutorial on sunset photography so that I can help you guys in that way. But what was it? It was a self-portrait one. When someone submits a shot, I'm trying to think about, okay, so what feedback can I give them? It may be great as it is, but what tips of what people should generally be thinking about in terms of composition or lighting or the balance between different elements that will be useful to that photographer and to the broader audience, right? So it can be, I find it difficult sometimes when I'm giving this general advice and then you see some themes start to emerge, and then I show my example and I'm actually breaking all of the guidance that I've been giving to people, or, it's too similar to the one that I chose out as the winner, or vice versa. I don't know. I think it's a nice idea, but there's some of the reasons why I've been reluctant to do that.
Yeah, and plus when we review the photos, it's very much like our opinions. It's not like set in stone, this is how you should do it.
Why does Steph look blurry? Are you micro moving or something?
Oh, I'm using a Logitech webcam. I'm not using a fancy camera like Matt here.
Where's the A7 III?
It's at
I
Joey's.
was going to say, just get fancy.
Yeah.
Sean Vine, road trip suggestion. Matt and his wife Steph and her man cross country in an RV, stopping at tourist sites for shoots. Nah, can we say we did and just not? I did, however, suggest taking Steph and Tim, Kate and I to do a short trip around Iceland, which would involve shooting and be holiday/work. But it's a big commitment to do a cross-country double date work/holiday trip. Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck with each other on a road trip.
Yeesh.
It's like, oh man, that's
That's a big commitment.
too much.
Uh,
I love you, Matt, but it's like I don't think I can.
I don't want to
I
be
can
with
make
me
it.
stuck in an RV for 2 weeks. Hell no.
Oh.
Okay. Lucky last couple. Demoa, Steph, what martial arts weapons do you know? I can list the names of a few.
None.
None. There you go. Quick answer's a good answer.
Yeah. I mean, hands or feet are weapons, so that's pretty much it.
Especially when it comes to my cat. Crazy Carpenter, Tamron 150
yeah.
to 600, or the Nikon 200 to 500. They're both, and I think we've had that question come through several times. They're both good options. It's going to come down to your budget. I personally have the Tamron. I find it a good option. I mean, it depends what you're shooting. In some situations, 500 is plenty long enough. But when you're like shooting birds or on safari, you generally just want the longest you can possibly get. So to have a 600 that then you can put a 1.4 or 2 times teleconverter, it's, that 20% longer, that much closer in that, I tend to go for. Steph, cheese fondue or cheese raclette?
Ooh. I want to say fondue. I like dipping into cheese, and it's fun.
Fun. It's fondue.
God, I'm hungry. Oh my God, that's like such a dad joke. Oh, Father's Day.
Save up to 65%. Um, Two questions here. Will Newman, did I miss the answer to my question about the 77D or the 90D? So this is not a diss or trying to put you in your place, but I sincerely suggest you look at what you need. So the easiest way is to go onto B&H Photo, choose the two cameras, hit compare, it puts their specs side by side, and you can read down and see, okay, so this one has 1080, this has 4K, this has 35 focus points, this has 79 focus points, and go through that way. I haven't compared those two videos side by side to know how they are in the hand specifically. You know, it's something. When you get to shoot with so many different pieces of equipment, it's really cool. But it can also, you can start to lose the trees for the forest kind of thing, where if you've shot them side by side, right there hand in hand, you can really note that, oh, this one is noticeably slower, but shooting them in isolation, you can't then think back 2 months to how quickly did it grab focus in a different kind of situation. So it's, whilst I may have tested everything, you can't just do an XY like that unless you actually had them both at the same time. So I would suggest making a list of what it is that your current gear isn't providing to you, looking at the spec differences between the two, the price differences of the two, and buying based on that. And we had another one here, Wicked Dimension. Ooh. Where can I find the macro video series? That is right now, it's only up at mattgranger.com/Father's Day, because I literally today finished compressing the files, uploading it, getting everything sorted out, and instantly discounting it for a launch deal. I will probably, by the time I put the official Father's Day video public to the public tomorrow, make a simple landing page so I can step you through exactly what's in it and how long the classes are and all of that kind of thing. But right now, if you want to get it tonight, just go to that page, and I think it's number 5 or 6 on the list, and you just click it and you buy it without, it's kind of sight unseen. I appreciate that's not the way to do it. But tomorrow I'll have a page up /macro, which doesn't exist right now, and you'll be able to check it out there. I haven't actually made a proper promo for it though, so I don't have a video for it. It'll just be walking you through what's in it. Someone saying, and this might be our second last one, when you say 4,000 on the long edge, where do I find that information? Depending on what photo editing software you're using, if you do, oh, hey, Lucky. If you do the edit, say in Lightroom or Luminar or whatever you're using, when you go to export, it will give you the option to export it at full size or at a certain specific dimensions. You can normally choose long edge and then just choose 4,000, and it will keep the same dimensions, so like a 4:3 or whatever it is, and make it 4,000 pixels. That's just for all of our sake, basically, so that when we're looking at it on YouTube, the quality holds up, because it's a 4K stream on Fridays. And this is a nice one to end on, because I just got some chats from him last night. Thank you for asking, how is the young boy you're sponsoring doing? So for those of you who don't know, my wife and I sponsor Sharab, a young kid in Bhutan. We met him on our first trip there, and it's a whole journey. If you search my YouTube channel, it's like the lowest viewed video that I've ever put out. It seems people don't give a crap about sponsoring kids. Hey puppy, did you just make your dog quack?
Uh,
I lost you. Hello? Steph?
Hello? Oh.
Okay, I don't know what,
Ah,
I don't know what just happened.
sorry, he's got a collapsed trachea, guys, so he's just coughing, and he probably wants food because it's that time.
It's always the time.
Yeah.
He's doing well, thank you. I just got some messages from well, it's from his mum because I'm online with her, but occasionally I just get like gifts, and it's normally him, and he's got his mum's phone. So I got some gifts yesterday from him. I was chatting to his mum last week because we just sent through some money for them. Basically, we sponsor him. It's nothing formal. There's no like foundation. We just met, and then I offered to his mum that I wanted to support his schooling. So basically what we send through is enough for them to live, pay their rent, eat, send him to school, get his books and everything like that. And then the work she's doing, which is weaving and working part-time at a store, they can use to save or to put towards other things rather than always being dependent on people coming and buying the weaving. Because some of the weaving she does, it's insanely beautiful, but it can take her like 6 months to do. So, you know, it's a big investment to then have to be waiting for someone who's looking to buy an heirloom piece for their family to actually purchase. Yes. Oh, thank you for sharing. Yobo has just put a video in the description if anyone wants to check that out. The video with Sharab from last time I was in Bhutan. So, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you, Eric, for the chats. Let me now give you my considered opinion on these. They actually smell quite good. Cat biscuits. So it is a kind of a Y shape, kind of like a deformed heart shape. It kind of smells.
It's happening, guys.
I thought it would smell like fish or something, but it smells sweet like a cookie. It tastes. It doesn't smell like it, but it tastes like. Oh, this is not Fear Factor. I eat all kinds of funky stuff. I was just drawing it out. It tastes like what cat kibble smells like, what you would think it tastes like. But this actually smells really nice and sweet and almost like a chocolate cookie. But when you eat it, it tastes like dry fish and biscuit and stuff. It's not objectionable, but it does taste like it's really high in protein and fat, and it's meant for a cat. But I'm pretty sure one little biscuit is not going to make me unwell. I don't get it how people are like freaking out. There's people who have no food who are eating rotten food or going through dumpsters and stuff. I don't care. I'll eat a little cat biscuit. Same way that the cat was eating off my plate last night.
I think you should be able to feel comfortable eating your own pet's food since you do give it to them. So you would hope that it's.
Is it the same for dog owners? I've realized this the other night. The idea of touching someone else's cat's wet food bowl or touching the wet food makes my skin crawl. But when it's your own cat, it's just like, that's just Loki's food. That's just Tyson's food. But hell if I want to touch someone else's cat's litter box or dirty food bowl. Yuck. Doesn't bother you, Steph?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Well, cookies will be no big deal for you then. Thank you, everyone, for your donations. Thank you for the contribution to Tyson's birthday present. I think I'll get her one taken to the stylist to have her nails removed, so next time she hits me, I don't get scratched. And 2, maybe some anger management classes. And then 3, lots and lots of toys and hugs and affection and more cookies. If you haven't already, please do head on over to mattgranger.com/live. You can enter our Sunsets theme for Friday, and then grab yourself an exotic beer and join us, or whatever you like to drink, and join us in the chat for a beer and a drink and a chat. And do check out the Father's Day sale. It's live now, although it's just gone live, and this is the first time I'm talking about it. And it's going to be up until a week, basically, Monday after Father's Day. So grab yourself a deal. Thank you so much for joining me, Steph. And we get so many comments.
No problem.
I think I am going to try and get you a higher quality webcam, just because it seems like a punishment to all these people that they see me in such crispy detail and see you as like a blurred out Gaussian effect or something. It's like a prank.
I mean, hopefully soon we would not have to rely on this any further and actually get together to shoot some quality
See,
stuff.
look at that. Boom. That's too much detail for anyone. I just zoomed in on myself. I'm a dag. Love you guys. Thanks for joining. Submit your shots and we'll see you on Friday. Ciao.
All right, bye guys.